Who else am I missing? Anyone? We are talking about. We'll talk later about the difference between Indian cinema and the Western cinema. But in Indian cinemas, I love my I call him like somewhat to be my guru and god is Upendra, right? I love this
Yes.
guy. Upendra is amazing, and I follow Prashant Neel off lately. He's been phenomenal,
Yeah.
leaving no stones unturned. The KGF director, right?
Yes.
So when I think about Indian cinema, it's definitely for me like Upendra stands number one. Maybe
Yeah.
like other people feel otherwise. Other there is okay with Indian cinemas. I need to establish this. There's multiple languages and there's multiple woods. Like when I say woods, multiple cinema industry.
Yeah.
Right? We have Kannada that's called Sandalwood. You have Telugu that's called Tollywood. There's Tamil that's
Yes.
called Collywood. There's
Yeah.
Malayalam that's called Mollywood, and then there's
Yeah.
Hindi that's called
Him.
Bollywood, right?
Yeah.
So for me, like I grew up watching my language movies, and I also watch overall other movies too.
Yeah.
If I have to mention in Telugu, I like definitely Rajmouli stands like
Oh wow. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Rajamouli also, again a strong writer director combination. In this case, the writer is his dad. Like he will direct movies only if his dad writes them for him, and then he like nails it.
I think for
Uh,
him it's his whole family, right? Who's his music
yeah.
director? It's his cousin.
Uh, yeah, yeah. Basically, his wife is the makeup artist. Like she takes care of the makeup. Like the entire family is basically in the movie industry, like playing a different role. And with the director also, you need to really trust that the person, whoever is the other person who's going to be a part of your movie, really knows how to take care of it. Like whether it is music, whether it is editing, whether most directors are also editors more often than not, because they sit at the editing table and they want to make sure it, like the vision like kind of converts. Yeah, Rajamouli is really amazing. And the thing with the Indian directors, like I have observed this thing these days. I don't know if you have, where they are trying to direct movies for multiple languages because it's much more profitable. So actors from, let's say, Bollywood are now appearing in like Tollywood, and maybe somebody from Tollywood is doing a movie that is released in 4 to 5 different languages, because of which I'm this is my personal opinion. I can always be wrong. I will openly apologize if I'm wrong, but I feel like because the scale has increased, they're putting more and more budgets in movies that actually don't require that much budget. Like I see movies these days where like there's like unnecessary CGI. Like there is no need for like so much CGI to be involved in that particular scene. But there is, because I feel like, hey, you know what? We have this much money, so we might as well, put that. Yeah, again, not a diss, but I saw this movie, Saho, where Prabhas is chasing somebody and he enters a room and there's like a Black Panther in that room and he slowly backs off from that room, and I'm like, dude, what purpose did that scene serve you? Like it was pointless, right? But then if you see a movie like RRR where the budget is high because it needs to be high, the tiger chasing NTR in the jungle makes a lot of sense because they're establishing him as someone who hunts animals, right? Like someone who can deal with ferocious beasts. Like they almost portrayed him like a beast, right? Like it translates. Like there's a requirement for a tiger CGI to be like as natural and as organic in that particular scene, right? And Rajmouli also did this wonderful thing where he told the CGI artist to make the entire thing before, and then he made NTR run in the way the CGI artist rendered it. Usually in movies, it's the other way around. First, the artist performs their entire thing, and then the CGI artist creates the whole thing after. But because he did it the other way around, the quality of the tiger at a very low price could be really high, and it looks really good as well. And these are some, yeah, and these are some techniques. A lot of directors used to reduce price as well. There's this other movie. I forgot the name of this director, but there's this movie called The Creator, which was made at a very low budget. And the way they did this was they had a small crew, and they went to all these interesting places throughout the world, and this small crew went everywhere. And instead of spending a lot of money in creating awesome backgrounds, there were different places in the world that had awesome backgrounds. They did not need to have so much CGI. Like they tried using uh, the world as the best background to mimic a CGI background, and so like every director has their own interesting take in how they can do budget cuts as well, because the director ultimately is like the CEO. He has a lot of control over what happens there, what requires what, and how you can do a particular thing.
Yeah.